Good morning, Junior 4. How are you? Today we'll do a revision on the second part of Lesson 2, Matter States and its Changes. Okay? Matter existed in three states: solid, liquid, and gaseous state. The changing states of matter. Matter can be changed from solid state to the liquid state, from the liquid state to the gaseous state, from gaseous state can returning back to the liquid state, from the liquid state can returning back to the solid state. Water is found in the liquid state at ordinary temperature. Matter as water can change from one state to another state. To change from one state to another state by two ways: by heating or by cooling. By heating or by cooling. If we have a piece of ice and let this piece on the flame, by heating, on the flame, heating, the piece of ice will change it into water. So the piece of ice is solid or liquid or gas? The piece of ice is solid. When I put it on the flame, it changed into water. By the meaning, it changed into liquid. Okay, so the solid can change it into liquid by heating. The solid can change it into liquid by heating. And this process, it's called a melting process. This process called melting process. Okay, again. The solid substance can change into liquid. The solid substance can change into what? Into liquid by heating. And this process, it's called what? It's called the melting process. So melting process is the change of the solid to the liquid by heating. Then the liquid substance like water can be changed into gas like water vapor. When I put it on the flame and start to heat it, the water will be changed into water vapor. So the liquid change into gas by what? By heating. So this process, it's called evaporation process. It's called what? Evaporation process. It's called what? Evaporation process. So from the solid state to the liquid state, melting process. From the liquid state to the gaseous state, evaporation process. And both of them by heating. If we wanted to return back the liquid again to the solid state, if we want to return back the liquid again to the solid state, and if we wanted to return back the gas to the liquid state, the gas to the liquid state, the gas can returning back to the liquid state? Yes. The liquid can returning back to the solid state? Yes. If we have water and we want to return it to the solid state, by the meaning we want to make this water ice. Okay, so I will put it in the freezer. So this process, it's called the freezing process. Again, from the liquid state to the solid state, from water to ice, it's called freezing process. And the freezing process happens by heating? No, by cooling. By what? By cooling. When I put it inside the freezer, it means cooling. So if you want to return back the gas to the liquid state again, can we return it back? Yes, by a process which is called condensation process. And the condensation process happens by cooling. Condensation process happens by cooling. From the gaseous state to the liquid state, condensation process. From the liquid state to the solid state, freezing process. And both of them by cooling. So we can see from gaseous state to the liquid state, by the meaning from water vapor to water. How come? How from water vapor to water? By cooling. We can see appearance of some water droplets on cold surface as the leaves of the plant and the cores in winter. Yes. We can see the cover of the cooking pans during cooking have drops of water. Appearance of some water droplets on a glass contains ice and left in the air. Why we can see these drops of water? Because the water vapor in the air condenses by cooling and they change it into water. Why? Because the water vapor, the air contains water vapor. When this water vapor on the air faces a cold surface, like in winter there is cold surface, when it faces a cold surface, it condenses and they change it into drops of water. So I can see a drops of water on a leaves of the plant and the cores in winter. The drops of water on a glass contains ice and left in the air. The drops of water on the covers of the cooking pans during cooking. So we know from this that the melting is the change of the solid ice of the solid substance like ice to the liquid substance to the water by heating. Freezing is the opposite of melting, is the reverse process of melting. Melting happens by heating. Freezing opposite happens by cooling. Freezing is the change of the liquid to solid by cooling. Okay? Evaporation is the change of the liquid to gas by heating. Evaporation is the change of the liquid to gas by heating. Condensation is the opposite process of evaporation. Condensation is the change of gas to liquid by cooling. By what? By cooling. So, melting is the change from the solid to liquid. Evaporation is the change from liquid to gas, and both of them by heating. Okay, condensation is the change from gas to liquid. Freezing is the change from liquid to solid, and both of them by cooling. Give reason the glass bottle which is put in the freezer of the refrigerator shouldn't be full of water. Why? Because we know that the volume of ice is bigger than the volume of water. The volume of ice bigger than the volume of water. So if it completely filled with water, when I put it inside the freezer, the volume of ice will be bigger than water, and they can't find the space, so the bottle will explode. If the glass bottle which is put in the freezer shouldn't be full in water. Why? Because the volume of ice is bigger than the volume of water, so it will explode. The appearance of some water droplets on the cores and leaves in the early morning, because the water vapor in the air condenses on the cold surface like cores, the leaves, the cover of the teapots and the glasses, forming water droplets. Finally, we wanted to know the most important note in this lesson. Increasing temperature mean heating. Decreasing temperature mean cooling. When I say by increasing temperature, I say by heating. When I say by decreasing temperature, by cooling. Okay? Thank you.